I thought I'd read you a story that someone handed me. It says these two friends, one calls the other one and says, "Why don't you come over and let's hang out a while?" And when the friend gets to the porch of his friend, he sees all these boxes stacked there, like they've just been delivered from one of the delivery truck companies, and there are just piles of deliveries there. And so the friend points at the boxes and he says, "Man, you've been ordering a lot of stuff." The man says, "They just keep sending it. So if they just keep sending it, then I just keep using it. Although I'm short on a few things, I just keep using everything that they're sending me." And he said, "Well, what's in all those boxes?" And he said, "Well, there's just various things that I use all the time and I order them, but I haven't been ordering so much as they just keep sending it to me." Well, they go inside and they're in there for a little while. And the friend said, "I've been thinking about that. You can't just keep ordering stuff and using it without paying for it. Somebody's going to show up wanting you to pay for it." He hadn't any much more than said that when there was a knock at the door. And the man said, "Well, I sure hope it's the order that I placed. I ordered a supply of excuses. I used my last excuse last Sunday when the pastor called and I told him I couldn't attend." So the man opened the door, and instead of a box, it was a note. It said, "We are sorry we could not fill your order. It seems you have received several shipments and no payments have been made. There will be no further shipments until you have paid in full." So the friend said, "Well, I guess you're going to be going to church this Sunday then if you can't get a new supply of excuses." He said, "Oh, I'll figure something out. I have for years. I always figure something out." Well, a short while later, there comes another knock at the door. The man goes to the door and he says, "Well, I hope it's the order that I placed. As you know, I really need those excuses. I placed my order weeks ago and I thought I had enough excuses to hold me over until my order came. If that's not what's in the box, I might have to go to Sunday church because I have literally run out of excuses." The man opens the door, but instead of a box, there's another note. "We're sorry we could not fill your order. It seems you have received several shipments with no payment made. No further shipments until paid in full." The friend said, "It looks like you are out of reasons. I told you you'd have to pay sooner or later." The man said, "I don't know how I'm going to pay for it. I just don't have anything." The friend said, "It looks like you're going to church Sunday." Well, Sunday morning comes and the man calls his pastor. He said, "You're going to need to be patient with me and forgive me. I just can't get there this morning." Pastor said, "Well, what's the reason?" He said, "I don't have a reason." He said, "Well, at least you have an excuse to give me." He said, "I don't even have an excuse." The pastor said, "Well, I'd like to give you some patience, but my order didn't come in. But I do have several boxes of excuses and reasons. Some are slightly used, some a little worn, and some of the excuses are worn to tatters. If you would like some of those, I can certainly share them with you because I've had them being stacked up for years. People are always giving them to me. And as for forgiveness, that's not mine to give, but if you're really interested in forgiveness, I know a man who has an abundant supply. It's free, and when you accept it, the debt for all the reasons and all the excuses that you ever used, the debt will be paid in full forever. All the things you've done in the past will be gone. By the way, he'll get rid of the guilt, the sorrow, the shame, and any other boxes like that that you have stacked up that you don't want." The man said, "Where do I find this man?" The pastor said, "I think you know the location, and I'll see you in church this morning." The man turns around to his friend and said, I think I'm going to church and quit giving excuses, ordering them or giving them out.